You're listening to the Pelicans Post Game Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. Going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and do best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumping where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You can double, you can press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
To be able to close the game out.
Yeah, super proud of the guys, just their effort. Number one, to get there again. We just keep putting ourselves in those positions. But, you've got to feel the validation at times. And our guys, were fantastic in the fourth quarter to close it out on both ends. I thought our defense was better, gave us a chance. 26 points versus 30, 35. That gave us a chance. We found enough offense. But, the two guys that turned the game were Yves Missy and Carlo. I mean, Yves was phenomenal, Every time we inserted him in the game, good things happened. He was fantastic defensively, offensively, on the board. He turned that whole game, period. Carlo added to it. His energy and effort, physicality, their defense. I think in the fourth we were down 7-8. They go in. We go on a 16-4 run, I believe. With those two guys, they turned the entire fourth again. I trust them. I believe in them. They deserve a ton of credit. And Sadiq closed. It's great to have Sadiq back. I think 7 of our last 10. Sadiq found a way. Big shots went our way. And then Murph, too. Murph was fantastic. He controlled, the offense. Played through him, focused, on our stuff down the stretch offensively through him, and he was fantastic.
People, when they talk about Sadiq, they always talk about his professionalism. What is it about him that makes everybody say that about him?
He's just so consistent, steady and consistent. Every day he brings it. His attitude, his effort, his focus. He's the same person every day. The consistency is what I hope all our young guys watch, watch and value and add it to their, every day, their character. And he's just a wonderful person, with high character, and he just does his job, and doesn't miss a beat. And the beauty is he probably could have been out longer, and he chose and he pushed, and give our medical staff credit as well. Everybody deserves credit there, but Sadiq, making a push to get back as soon as he did. He could have, held that thing and let it linger. He wanted to be on the floor to go win games with the guys in that locker room. So really proud of him.
Yeah, Zion in that third quarter had about 3 or 4 of those explosive athletic plays.
Wow.
How good was it to see that from him, especially on the second night of the bench?
Amazing. On the second, can't.
Embarrassing story, but I can't pay my rent. My friend told
On the board, attacking the rim, that's the Zion we've all grown to love. And 14 points in the third, he was dynamic. It's special. I think it shows that he's progressing the right way. His work that he's putting in when nobody's watching, showing up every day. His body looks good. He wants to be out there, and he looked phenomenal.
Yeah, you talked all year about how good Trey has been, but it seems like over the past month or so, he's really leveled up. What are you really seeing from him?
Maturity, consistency, poise. He's a very cerebral player. He studies the game. He watches more film than anybody. He knows his opponent. He watches I think every play, every minute he plays, he's diving in, watching where he can get better, things he's doing well. And it's showing. These are the moments he's ready for these moments, and we're going to keep going to him. Playmaking. He's really just stepped up his game, his maturity, his poise, especially in fourth quarters, handling the ball, making the right play, right read, and then just having the confidence. To me, he looks like, I want the ball, I need the ball, and let's go make plays. So just really proud of his effort as well.
Nets had all the momentum, start of the game, hitting threes, up 24-12, and you talk about Eve came on the scene. Can you just talk about how just his energy, just rebounding, literally changed all that momentum?
It's just another great example. If you play hard in this league, you compete in this league, you can have massive impact without even scoring a bucket. His ability just to put force on the defensive end, protect the rim, run the floor, rebound the ball, share it, make plays, screen, roll, dive. He was phenomenal. Just his ability is more than anything, just his energy and his effort. He was just tenacious out there. And it's not just tonight. I mean, we've seen this, I think, over the last, I'm going to say over the last couple of weeks, if not the last month, he's been playing at this level. There's another gear to him right now. There's more force and violence about him right now. If he does this, he's going to make it tough for me to take him off the floor. It's winning basketball, and that's what we need. We need toughness, physicality, defense, energy, rim protection. He does all that. And so he's putting a lot of pressure on me to keep him out there.
And that's why you went with him to start the second half?
Absolutely. Yeah, he earned that. He earned that. And he got us off to another big start. Grabbed, I think, a big offensive rebound right away, kick out. So he had massive impact for every minute he was out there.
Can you say something about Derek Queen? Because he wasn't pounding at all. I saw the first time out, high-fiving the guys. And then when he came out, I think he had 2 drives, picked up 2 fouls on Brooklyn, stealing the block.
Well, number one, I love the observation, because I think that's critical, what you said, that we want to be people that celebrate one another, no matter who has it going. And I think that's character to me. To me, guys that celebrate their brother that's taken maybe their minutes or they could be in for, and they go ahead and celebrate anyway, to me, that speaks to his character of who he is. He's team first, selfless, about the team. To me, that's what you want to be about, and it's not easy, because he wants to be out there. And guess what? He would probably impact that game as well. But for him to celebrate Eve in a real genuine, authentic way just speaks to the character and the person he is.
Coach, you were just speaking about character. What are some of the characteristics that go into picking who is going to be in the closing lineup from night to night?
Steady, solid, aggressive, poised. And then you got to look at, the characteristics of defense. We got to get better defensively in the fourth. That's where we've been bleeding in the fourth quarters defensively. Is there an edge to you, and is there a poise to you in the fourth quarter? We need a little bit of both. You got to have both. You got to have some edge and toughness and physicality, and you got to have some poise to go execute in these closing moments. Keep your head about you. Your head's not spinning and you're losing it. If you're down 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, can you keep your head and stay poised? And I think there's a collective poise that we are learning and we're growing in as a team. There's a collective poise that we have to have. I felt that from the group tonight that was out there. With Murphy controlling it, I thought Fears had a part in that, getting Murph the ball, making sure we were settled. And then defensively, we knew what we were in. There was no confusion. Everybody did their job. So well-executed fourth quarter.
How gratifying has it been to seeing Even and Carlo accept their roles? Because early on, when you took over, John, present on the board, just seeing them kind of accept what you want them to do.
Yeah, I think it speaks, again, back to character. Like these are men that could be out there, starting, playing, impacting games. Carlo went from, starting the fourth quarter in Chicago, helping us win that game, to playing minimal minutes the next game or two. And as we figure out this lineup, they're putting a lot of pressure on me. But no matter what, they get up the same day, the same time every day. They're in our gym, working their tail off, same attitude. There's no pouting, no moping. They bring the same energy every day. I think that's what you want in your program. Guys that have gotten over themselves and are about the team. To me, that's what I want to be a part of. Guys like Carlo and E that go, I'm going to just keep working. Sadiq, I'm going to just keep working. Guys like DQ that are celebrating one another even when it's not going their way. And I think that's the true sign of character. When it's maybe not going your way, can I get up the next day and pick somebody else up? Not mope, not pout, raise somebody else's level. And that's what I'm most proud of. Those two guys, and you asked about Queen as well. I think he's one of those guys that just has massive character, and that raises your level. We don't care who gets the credit. We just want to be a together group, and we're working on it. We're a work in progress there, but tonight's a very gratifying win for the group. Good. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all for being in this installment.
Some shots was
Appreciate
fired.
y'all. Shout out to the fam. Much love, man. Much love. Pels take care of business tonight, man. They take care of business. Pels take care of business tonight, man. And that's a positive, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a positive. The Pelicans take care of business.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a win for the squad. And listen, fam, the bottom line is this, man. They hit their 10th win of the season, which is a plus in my book, man. The wins are very rare with the Pelicans, and when they do get a win, it feels a lot better than losing these games like we've been. Pelicans improved to 10-33, 7-18 at home as they close out against the Nets, 116-113. We up in this thing. Big QDC for all things Pelicans. Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, man, as we roll this happy installment of the Pelican Post Game Report. We finally get a W. And on the 16th, we could maybe put two of them back to back. We're facing a team with a worse record than us, but we'll get to that momentarily. But DC, in this matchup, man, Coach Borrego did move some stuff around. He did very well to institute Yves Missi, gave him a boatload of minutes, but Yves performed well. We had a double-double, 12 and 12, along with 4 assists in the block. He was plus 23 tonight. Yves was out there doing his thing. Sadiq Bey, Trey Murphy continued his hot shooting, and Zion poured in 25. We're going to cover all that. We're going to talk about the individuals and the team stats, DC. What did you see from this game that helped the Pelicans close out against them Brooklyn Nets?
I saw shots fired in the post game. It sounded like at Jordan Poole, if you ask me. That's really what's on my mind after hearing that, man. Listen to everybody he talked about and who he didn't. But Pels played, well enough to win. Not super encouraged by how the game ended. Glad they were able to finally get over the hump, man, and find a way to go ahead and win the game instead of finding a way to lose, because it kind of looks like they were on that trajectory, looking at some of those ending possessions. But we finally decided to play double bigs, right? Who would have thought that could actually work? You had Yees out there with Carlo, and they gave you some good minutes. Defensively, it was very hard for the other team to get a layup. You know what I'm saying? Simple things like that. And that came to doing what they did on the other end. Offensively, the Pels have been playing good. Just those pressure situations, man, still a little concerning. Glad they got the win tonight. Zion, he had a awesome third quarter where he had like 14 points, caught a few bodies, dunking on people, man. He came out after halftime. I don't know what happened or who told him something or whatever, but he just came out going off, man. And Trey just had a monstrous game, man. Almost a double-double. Needed one more rebound. Gave 34 points on 22 shots. Got to the free throw line. Trey missed 2 free throws, though. That's kind of crazy. And he looks like he's going to hold the team up, man, as the number one player. That's what I saw tonight. Performances like this, you'd like to keep seeing. He's been having a really good January, probably one of the better months of his career. averaging 31 or 32 points on extremely high efficiency. Trey is Trey a player, bro. Trey is a player, man. He looks a lot better than just how he looked maybe a month or so ago. So he's obviously doing things right. Defensively is the only thing you can look at Trey and say anything right now, man. Cut down some of the turnovers. Still doing too much dribbling for me sometimes, but I mean, hey, it's working, man. It's working. Got 5 assists tonight. Monstrous game by Trey, man. He's the reason we won, along with Zion and Sadiq Bey, man, on that last second three. Sadiq wouldn't hit that three, man. It might have been over. But got the dub. Also can't forget about Yves. Coach talked about him for a long time. And he came in at I think it was like the first quarter. Yves had like 6 points, 7 rebounds, man, like 5 minutes. It was crazy. DQ didn't have it going tonight, and big fella came off the bench and stepped up. I don't understand why Jordan Hawkins was in the game with like 3 minutes left. You saw that? Why didn't they just initially put Sadiq Bey in, man? Jordan Hawkins damn near turn the ball over, man. So it's like, why is Jordan Hawkins in the pressure situation, bro? What is that?
They're trying to get him going, bro.
So you get him going by throw more pressure on him?
They got to find a way to crack it, DC. They got to find a way to get him involved. I mean, he's a potential 3-point threat for him. They got to get the man going some kind of way. He's a first-round draft pick.
He looks awesome in practice.
Shooter. I don't know what it was. Some shots that he missed in this game, man. The confidence just isn't there. But Jordan Hawkins is in his third year. I mean, Yves is playing and contributing. These are first round draft pick players. Sooner or later, you got to get these guys going. It's not like two-way guys.
Need to find that Space Jam ball,
guys that that if something happened, it's not as important. Yes, he has to find his confidence, man, I don't know what's going on with Jordan Hawkins, man, but he needs to. They're trying to kind of wake him up, man. They can really use his shooting off the bench if we can get him going, get him confident again, get him knocking down 3-pointers wide open. He had some wide open looks and couldn't, one in particular, he couldn't nail it. He kind of held after he shot it. He held this form and just kind of was like, "Damn, man, that was a wide open one." He got to find his confidence, man, and maybe that's what Coach Borrego is trying to do, trying to get that shooting going from Hawkins, man.
I guess that shit looked scary. I was glad he went and corrected it, right after, man. But I was like, "Oh shit, we about to lose the game." They give him the ball. He can't even do an entry, man. He was up there playing hot potato with Zion right there in that butter. What the hell is going on, man? What is this? This can't be the offensive play they called after the time. Oh, what is this? But nonetheless, other than that, we lucked out. I just felt like we lucked out and got this win, man. You had that big play by Sadiq, hitting the 3-pointer, and then I think he came down. He hit the shot and got fouled, or he hit 2 free throws. And they up by 4. And the Nets just casually walk up to the 3-point line, man, and hit a 3 for 5 seconds left, bigger than 1-point game. It's like, oh man, this should just be too easy, man. I don't know. It's just weird watching the Pels sometimes, especially at home. I almost feel like at home, I feel like we're a away team. It's crazy. But they did get the win, so let me stop being so negative.
Yeah, and that's a point, man. When we get a win, we got to at least kind of celebrate these. We'll have a couple of days before we take on the Pacers. But in this one, the Pelicans, man, did more than enough on the back end to close out the game. You can see they had a fixation on it, not allowing the Nets to take the game from them. And they hung in there. They made some big shots down the stretch. They made a couple of good defensive plays. and they had it. They were locked in, and they wanted to get this win. And that is what we're going to use. We have to bottle this up and keep doing this every game until we climb up out of the hole. If we can, I don't think we're getting up out of the hole, but you can at least build something going into the future. Just good positive basketball habits, man. That's all it's about is having positive basketball habits. Anyway, let's get into the individuals for tonight, man. And this one, the Pelicans shot 44%. They were 43 of 97 from the field. The Nets were 45 of 95 for 47%. The Pelicans hit 11 3-pointers tonight, 11 of 33 for 33. The Nets 16 of 43 for 37%. Pelicans went to the line 25 times, hit 19 to 25 for 76%. Nets was 7 of 12 for 58%. Pelicans snatched over 50 rebounds tonight, 53 to 43. They had 18 offensive boards by the team tonight. The assists were even at 24. Pelicans was scrappy with the steals, 5 to 3. They had 7 blocks versus 5, and they had single-digit turnovers. Single-digit turnovers, conceding 7 points off those turnovers versus what Brooklyn did with 11, and they giving up 15. Pelicans did out fast break them 17 to 14 and beat them in the paint 64 to 52. So they handled the business there. Largest lead the Nets had one time was 12. Pelicans were at one point was 4 points. Of course, they won the game by 3. Now, if we kind of move into the individual window, you can see for yourself, let me kind of enlarge this thing, that the top guy, Trey Murphy, having a splendid month. Trey Murphy, 34 points in 38 minutes. He was 12 of 22, 5 of 13 from downtown, 5 of 7 from the field, almost had a double-double, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, no turnovers, 2 steals and a block, plus 15 for Trigger Trey Murphy. Continue to lead the way point-wise. Zion Williamson, he had 25 points in this game in 30 minutes, 11 of 14 from the field, 3 of 5 from the foul line, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. He did have 4 turnovers, but he also had a steal and 2 blocks for the Pelicans to add his point production there for them. And then, of course, we had a few other guys in double digits. Sadiq Bey in 26 minutes. I was having a question about whether or not they would play Sadiq in back-to-back matchups. I forgot that Sadiq Bey is not Zion Williamson. So, of course, you can play back-to-back games if you come off of there. 26 minutes tonight, 12 points. He was 3 of 8 from the field, 1 of 3 from downtown, 5 of 6 from the foul line, 4 rebounds, and an assist for Sadiq Bey. Derek Queen in 16 minutes struggled in this game to score. He had only 4 points on all 5 shooting from the field, but he did get a lot of his stuff from the foul line for 4. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal in the block for him. Jeremiah Fears, 7 points in 30 minutes, 3 of 13 from the field, 1 of 4 from downtown, 7 rebounds, 4 assists for the young player, plus 8 on the plus minus. Off the bench, Eves, 34 big game minutes for Yves Missi, 12 points, 6 of 13 from the field, 12 rebounds, 4 assists for Eves. He was plus 23 tonight, so he had it going. He really helping out the Pelicans off the bench. 8 from Carlo Mekovic in 18 minutes, 8 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, and 2 blocks for Carlo, plus 7. Jordan Poole in 18 minutes, 7 points for him, 2 of 7 shooting. He did hit a couple of 3-pointers, 1 of 2 from the foul line, 2 rebounds, 2 assists for Poole. We've seen the Bryce McGowan's in 15 minutes, 5 points from him, a couple of rebounds. Jordan Hawkins, 15 minutes. He was 1 of 5 from the field, 0 for 4 from downtown. 2 minutes, 2 rebounds for Hawkins, trying to get him going, I guess. And then that's pretty much what we got going on with the Pels to get the win. On the other side, we seen some play by their top guy was Michael Porter Jr., 32 minutes, 20 points, 7 rebounds from him, 16 from Drake Powell, and 5 rebounds. Igor Deming had 17 and 5 assists in the game in 29 minutes, 15 from Day'Ron Sharp off the bench with 9 boards. Man finished with 3. Cam Thomas, 24 minutes off the bench, 16 points for Cam, 6 of 15. Didn't kill him from downtown, 2 of 5 for him. but Igor Deming, usually a guy that's not a 3-point wizard, but he went 5 for 9 on the
It's
Pelicans.
always somebody, Q.
5 for 9, but this time it wasn't in a winning effort.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. So that is the positive thing. All right, DC, go ahead, continue to break down, man, before we kind of shift gears with the preview against the Pacers.
No doubt, man. I'm ready. I'm actually ready to get to the Pacers, to be honest, man. Trying to make it quick on tonight, brother. But
okay, all right.
I'll touch on one thing, man. Just Yves, because earlier I feel like I actually started going over stats and everything. So I'll pick somebody I want to see something more from and go over Yves, man. And Jordan Poole, I know he was 2 for 7 tonight, but he had some big time threes, and I thought it was a little weird that he only played 18 minutes and Borrego didn't go back to him. I didn't see a whole lot from Fairs, although he wasn't playing horribly. I mean, he was 3 for 13 from field. Yikes. But he wasn't making too many mistakes. He didn't have a turnover. So I get that. Maybe he was trying to, I guess, build up the young guy, his pressure minutes. But I think that post-game presser, man, he was talking about Poole. Because watching Poole tonight, I didn't think he had a bad game. I think he probably had one of those games where he could have got it going and, rattled off some points. And he didn't really get that opportunity. So I could probably see him being, a little upset. And I don't remember him celebrating with anybody. So curious to see how that looks going forward. But Yves tonight, man, just looking at the stat line, bro, 12 for 12, 4 assists, plus 23 and plus or minus 9 offensive rebounds. And I definitely think he had more than one block, though. He had the block dunk. And I guess they called the other one he got, that was goaltending. They called it goaltending. But yeah, man, Yves is shit. He's like our version of a Herb Jones to an extent. Or as the Pels, how bad we play defensively, that's what it looked like when he get out there, because we can't stop teams from getting layups, and then Yves come out there and it's like all that shit go away. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it. DQ definitely has to improve defensively a lot. I think he will with time, because a lot of the stuff can just be IQ, knowing where to be and what you're looking at. His athleticism ain't gonna get no better, but I think he's got quick enough feet and good hands. Always seemed like he got a steal in the block like how he did tonight. But man, we got to get DQ going, man. He looked like he's hit a rookie wall, if you ask me. Fairs too, but he kind of fighting through it. He had a few stretches maybe a couple of games ago, man, where he strung together maybe 2 or 3 very good games. That Washington game is the prototypical game for me that I would like to see Fairs look like every time he step out. And I think he's going to be capable of doing that in the future. But we got to figure out how to get something going with DQ, man. He's 0 for 5 from the field for 4 points, only 6 rebounds. I mean, we played 16 minutes, so. But, man, it's everything looks like a struggle for him to score. I mean, you still got them passes and them setting everybody up. That's wonderful, but we got to do some things to make his offensive game easy, man, and help build his confidence up and get him going. Because I think having him, Carlo, and Yves all playing well, I want to see what a game like that looks like. And I think if we can have a game like that, obviously with our regular guys, doing their thing, you probably can see a Pelicans blowout. But till that happen, you got to keep building, man. So let's move on to the Pacers.
All right. Yep. The Pacers. This is for the preview here. Pels 10-33 against the Pacers, going to Indiana. They're 9-32. Benedict Mathurin is out with a thumb. He's anticipated to come back for the Pelicans matchup. Isaiah Thomas is listed. Isaiah Jackson is out with rest. He's supposed to come back on the 17th. Obi Toppin is out until February. And, of course, we know Halliburton is pretty much done for the year. Jose Alvarado is also, is done till 23 according to the estimated timeline. with that oblique situation, and Herb Jones is pushed back to the 16 again with this ankle issue. Very strange ankle situation going on there. You can see the Pacers with the matchup indicator. It's pretty much saying that they believe the Pacers will get the matchup to get the win. Pelicans, but Pelicans are not that good on the road. They're 3-15 on the road. The Pacers 7-16 in their building, and they have 9 wins. So at least 7 of the 9 wins coming at home, so they're comfortable playing at home. The Pelicans gonna have to take it away from them. We know Siakam is the top guy there. He's the top rebounder and scorer of the ball. Nembhard is the top assist man. Like I mentioned, some of this stuff I was looking forward to Herb Jones coming back. We'll see if it happens on that particular timeline. As far as the stats are concerned, you can see the Pelicans averaging 115 a game according to the stat line versus 111 by the Pacers, giving up 122 points versus 118 by the Pacers squad. Pelicans overall shooting 46% from the field, Pacers at 44. The rebounds is the Pelicans edge gets them 43.2 versus 42.7. The assist game is pretty much even at almost 25 assists per contest. You can see the block game is headed in the direction of the Pacers, steals in the Pelicans' way. So if we look at the last 5 contests, you can see that the Pacers coming off a loss tonight to the Toronto team by 14, but prior to that, they were on a 3-game winning streak, beating Boston, Miami, and Chi-Town, and barely losing to Cleveland back on the 6th of this month. So overall, 3-2 in the last 5. Pelicans are 2-3 in the last 5 matchups. Close game against Denver, and of course, getting a win against Brooklyn, getting a win several games ago against Washington. And can the Pelicans get to a 2-game winning streak by handling business against the Pacers? That's the main thing to kind of focus on in this one. The Pacers is a team that's in the cellar. They're lined up for, to hit the lottery to get one of the best players in this upcoming class, while Halliburton is out. And once Halliburton gets back, of course, they're going to be one of the top teams back in the Eastern Conference, man. But let's take a look at the stats here so we can get familiar. We talked about Siakam being the top assist and rebounder for the team, as well as the top steal man. Benedict Mathurin is predicted to come back for the Pelicans game, averaging 18 points a game. Nembhard is averaging 7.5, 14 from Naismith. Obi Toppin is out. TJ McConnell, the spark plug, who always seems to give the Pelicans problems. He's averaging 10 points a game with 5 assists, and you can see the rest of them guys right there. So this is a very winnable game for the Pelicans, to be honest with you. And I hate to say that because when I always say that, something always seems to turn out different. But DC, this is still a team that is coached by a very good coach. So even though they only have 9 wins on the season, they have a scrappiness that never seemed to go away, man. When we play this team, now we have to go up to Indiana to play them. Rightfully so, I just get the feeling that the Pelicans, if they play similar to what they did tonight, scrappier, they still not fully handling the business defensively. Defense is hard to teach these Pelicans, man. It's really the case. But let's get to the keys. What we need to do to win the game, and do we win the game? Y'all answer it in the chat as well.
First off, turnovers, man. Turnovers are big. We can't have a lot of turnovers against Indiana. I think the second thing, because their front man rotation ain't all that other than Pascal, right? So I think we need to dominate the boards. And the next thing I would say, keep Trey on that heater. Trey needs to keep 20 plus shots, man. 20 plus shots, even if you got to force some. I think these things, with the combination of not playing selfish basketball, don't get stuck. Don't let the ball stick. Get stuck with just trying to go down your turn, my turn offense. I like Borrego's after timeout plays. He be doing a lot with that, lately. And I think during the game they got to keep running sets. I saw them trying to run more sets tonight, especially down the stretch. Or maybe they were running them before, but just wasn't effective, and they're messing them up. But turnovers, I think, can be cut down by you actually playing strategic, intelligent basketball, man. And when you feel like you don't have a fast break, you can't get no quick bucket, bring it back, run your set, just keep it simple. I really think that's the thing with the Pels that they never did. They always kind of get in their own way. Keep it simple. Go to what works. Maximize your advantages and take control. Take care of the ball. Obviously, we gotta limit the rim runs, layups. I think Yves has set himself up to have a heavy dose of minutes in this Indiana game. One, because he just played awesome tonight. Two, there's little whispers about them really wanting him. So I think we're setting it up as if we're not shopping anybody or doing anything. But man, I think the Pels are in a position where every night can be a potential audition, other than the players that they want to have moving forward. I don't know or not whether that's going to be Yeezy, but you seeing them play like how he played tonight. You're like, okay, maybe that can be something. But Indiana has been linked to him, so I think he's going to get a lot of minutes. And I think this, with the combination of probably still giving Queen minutes and as well as Carlo, I like to see some more pool minutes. I don't know what happened to Micah Peavy tonight, but I mean, you can only play so many guys. But the combination of those bigs playing, and if Zion and Trey can do what they did tonight with that combination, man, I think they definitely go in at Indiana and beat them. And the beautiful thing about that, I don't think you have to rely on your role players for really a lot of points. And Carlo and Yves, you're just looking for them to bring that same energy, defensive intensity, and Carlo, you want him to catch a lob or two or something, just steal some of the energy out the building. And I think they can get a win, man. And if Fears can give you more, with his 10 shot attempts or whatever, than 3 and 13, and he doesn't turn the ball over, or he has under 4 turnovers, 2 at the most, I think for sure it's the Pelicans win. But it is the Pelicans. And as you said, Big Q, every time you try to see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel with the Pels, man, they go ahead and show you that shit was a mirage, and that was just a crack in the ceiling. There ain't no light at the end of the tunnel. They just closed the door. But hopefully tonight was a sign of things to come. I think it ain't crazy for them to go 20 and 20 down the stretch with the last 40, but it starts now. Like, you can't keep doing the same shit. They have to keep improving and fixing some of these simple mistakes, man. Still saw too many easy buckets, man. They really got to cut down on the easy buckets. I know every shot can be difficult for the other team, but I think we just have too many compared to other teams in the league.
Yeah, and at some point, I think a lot of the fables like, damn, man, when are we gonna learn this stuff? When we gonna finally lock in and get this stuff figured out?
People
Because,
just want to see
like I said,
competitive basketball, man. If you're losing,
yeah,
let it be something where, like, man, that team was just better, or that was they got a phenomenal player. They got better players than us. But it's like, man, we just be doing dumb shit. I couldn't believe they let that dude hit that 3 with like 6 seconds left, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
Yeah, why you could have fouled him? Like,
They had a foul.
Maybe Borrego didn't want to do that, but foul him.
They had a foul to give.
Foul him before he get the shot up, man. Foul him.
But that's what I was saying in the previous broadcast. DC, we was talking about pressuring them. Having more of a picking them up early on the other side of the line, and at least provide resistance for them to not let them walk down and get in a rhythm. At least force them to make a tough decision, to put a little pressure on them, not allow them to walk up.
That was a Borrego call, that.
Yeah, but I'm saying at the same time,
don't foul. So that was.
Yeah, but that don't mean not play defense.
Right.
That doesn't mean not play defense, and they can tell the difference. They're supposed to know the difference anyway. But that's just we were able to beat that tonight, but that's something that you according to him, like this one of the things the Pelicans supposed to be studying. They're supposed not only just going through the drills and practicing scheme, but they're also supposed to be studying tape. They're supposed to also be looking at the previous performance and saying what we did wrong, what we did right, what we did eliminate, all this type of stuff. Now, in this press conference, it was a little longer because the previous ones were lost, and obviously the media don't want to pry too hard on the loss because it's frustrating to the coach, I guess. But when they get a win, you see him answering all these questions. He stayed at the podium a little longer, and you can see him kind of delve into what decided your lineups. And he mentioned attributes that the players have to, that they have to play with. So in the end, that has to be a mainstay in the philosophy. Like I was saying, how do you discipline the players? By removing playing time, from them and putting this sort of thing. And it gets to a point where you don't care about attitudes anymore. When the losing mounts up so much where you don't care about offending fragile attitudes of these players who making a lot of money. That goes out the window because the pressure is on that interim coach to perform and win games. They still want to be a part of the NBA. He still wants to ultimately coach and all this kind of stuff. And this is a kind of a trial for him because I don't think he gets the job at the end of the day. To be honest, I think it goes to somebody else when Joe hires his own man, but still, no, this is a trial for all these coaches going forward. But in the end, you want to also establish good fundamental basketball, good fundamental ideology, and just let that be the floor in which you stand on. And far too often they're getting a lot of the offensive principles, but they're not receiving well the defensive principles. So it's a disconnect somewhere in the coaching or in the players. Some kind of way it's a disconnect where they're not picking it up as good as they are.
I could tell you one thing, Big Q. Mm-hmm. We need to do like they did over this past year. We need to ban them goddamn switches. People putting all the switches on the blocks. We need to go ahead and ban them switches, dog.
You ain't lying.
We need to make that a campaign, man. Ban the switches. You hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
They make so many what's your phrase? Unintelligent switches.
Yeah, bro.
It's phenomenal, man, because it's to the point now where, like, when I'm looking at teams, that's definitely that's part of their game plan. They're like, yeah, we're gonna do this because we know the Pels gonna switch it and we could get the matchup we want, and then we gonna score off that shit. Because it is, man, it is crazy. That and you're gonna gamble, but I think some of the gambles that also lead to the horrible switches, but you kind of putting that last man on a lose-lose situation a lot of times. But even when you're in that pressure situation, we don't always have the intelligence to know, okay, I shouldn't run at this guy. I should stick with my man here down low or whatever. So I don't know how many of our guys are, students of the game like that defensively. So I think you should stop putting them in that situation. We don't have a bunch of defensive specialists over here where they know all the tendencies of all other players, although I think that's just part of being a professional, and you should know, because who don't look bad a lot of times with switches. Sadiq Bey, like, he clearly knows what to do, although he ain't the most athletic guy, man. I don't see people just blowing by him or him getting backdoored a lot, like true professional, right? So these same, that's right, young Illuminati, we still run Willie Green defensive schemes, but I mean, we got the same coach, man. We got Jared Collins here, and I know a lot of people talk about how horrible he is. I don't think it's that Jared Collins is a bad defensive coach. I think it's that we have players that aren't either intelligent enough defensively or prepared enough to be able to carry out that scheme correctly. And to cover it up, that they just we switch that die, right, Q? Like the Jeezy run, and not try to die, but switch a die,
Switch a die.
And boy, we died trying, since we want to tie it all together with rap shit. And I think that's right, J. Calvello. Her obviously too. He knows what to do with that scheme.
Yeah, he got it.
And that's the only time we ever see it work, because
Right.
Herb is probably back there telling
He
guys
quarterbacking it.
when to switch over there. I got this, man. Or
That's right.
what they call it. He's putting out fires, right? Herb is always putting out fires. That's what
Right.
Green used to say. He probably stole that shit from Borrego because that's not really sound like some shit Borrego would say. And with Herb not out there, man, I mean, it just looks atrocious. Even with Herb out there, you still see some head scratching shit for as that. But man, they gotta come up with another idea with the switching shit, bro. It's just not working. Maybe if you want to implement more of that when we get Herb back, okay, cool. But like when Herb not there, our whole defensive philosophy can't be that.
Yeah, he's quarterbacking it, DC, no doubt about it, man. You can see him moving and telling people when the ball stopping, the whistle blows. He's having communications and dialogue with Trey. He talking to Queen. He talking to the young fella. He talking to different people, kind of telling them what they're missing on, where he needs them to be, what he's seeing. And you're right. I wish that would translate to all of them, like especially the leaders like Zion and all these guys and Trey, all them talking a little bit more on the defensive side of this thing, right? Because you need both aspects. But like I said, man, hopefully we'll get her back soon and can be able to keep him. I'm really tired of him with this ankle situation. It's going in and out. I don't know how severe the ankle is, but obviously it's a lot worse than we anticipated it being. Remember, he came back, played a little bit, then disappeared. So it's kind of tough dealing with it because you can't count on him. Because if he was hurt with something else that he came back from, then had the ankle issue, came back for a little bit, got hurt again. So kind of I guess aggravated it again. So they kind of playing it cool with him. Plus we doing this without Jose Alvarado. So this is time for Jordan Poole to kind of get his stuff going. So it's a win tonight, man. And I really do think they have enough ammunition to take care of business against the Indiana Pacers. This is a team right here that has less wins than the Pelicans. They have 9 wins. The Pelicans have 10 wins, and they actually have a reason to fail. They're actually headed toward the lottery. The Pelicans don't have anything, no aspirations there at all. It's right now for the Pelicans, so to speak, in terms of that regard. But like I said, I think that this game should be a game the Pelicans go up there and get 2 straight by beating the Pacers on January the 16th. Then ultimately after that, then we'll see how they perform against the Houston Rockets 2 days later. But in terms of what we got going on now, the Pels could build some momentum in middle January by getting a 2-game winning streak going against the Pacers. So I pick them to beat the Pacers. I'm just going to lay it online. I think they take care of business against the Pacers. It won't be a blowout. I think we kind of edge out a victory over the Pacers, and that kind of gives it to. So I'm gonna pick them to beat the Pacers in this one. And I'm giving it to them.
Got a question for you. They in Indiana, and Indiana is just like the home of pure basketball shooting, right?
Yeah, I just was up there.
Do you think Jordan Hawkins actually hits a few 3-pointers in Indiana? Does he get out of the funk?
I could see him hit maybe 1 3-pointer, not a couple, if he gets the time to play. But I could probably see him hitting a 3-point. But I would love to see, I would love to see a Hawk, man, start hitting them 3-pointers, man. I would love to see him get it going off the bench for us, man, because we can really use off the bench shooting, 3-point shooting. I know Poole, he had a couple of them tonight, but it'd be really cool to have a guy that come off that bench, and a lot of his stuff is wide open, man. If he can start hitting that 3-point shot, that'll bring a nice little energy off that bench to have that shooter going, man. We just need him to get out of this funk, so I really hope he's operating, going train with Trey or whatever. I don't know, Jordy Meeks and whoever, he's supposed to be the shooting coach. We really need to make sure, to get him going, man. We can really use his 3-point shooting because he gets open looks. He's just not knocking them down consistently. If he start rattling those 3-pointers, I could see Borrego kind of opening up things for him because the guy's a former first-round draft pick who was basically a shooter that we needed. We needed more shooting. We drafted this guy. This guy led his team to a national championship. The first rookie year showed some stuff. Second year, And then the third year, it's just non-existent. So I mean, we gotta get him going, man, because we really could use that shooting off that bench, to be honest with you. But I don't see multiple 3-point shots. I'll be happy to say he does, DC, but maybe one if he gets the time. He got double-digit minutes tonight, but we'll see how it go, man. You got to earn the minutes with Borrego, bro, especially if you're a shooter and his defense ain't all that. But we need Jordan. I mean, we
want
need
to tell you
Jordan
one thing
Hawkins
that
to get
wasn't
that
on my
3-point
bingo
shooting.
card for Jordan Hawkins.
What's that?
I think the weirdest thing about Jordan Hawkins is he actually has improved, but he has improved.
Okay, let's hear it.
Defense
On the other side.
He's
Yeah,
improved offensively at all.
that's true. He's
Man,
got a little
he
bit.
be getting blocks. He be getting steals. People don't blow by him like they used to. He be out there trying. He get rebounds. Man, if he could just hit fucking 3-pointers like we think he was gonna be able to do, he would be like almost like the cat from Indiana, like Aaron Naismith. Maybe not exactly that, but it's like the same similar type of player. I think his offensive shot and what he's capable of doing, if you could get him back to the high level that we thought he would be capable of playing, man, Hawkins could actually be a good rotational player, man, and somebody that could contribute a lot off that bench unit. So I get why they're trying to kickstart him, but I just don't understand why you're trying to kickstart him in a tie game with 3 minutes left. I don't understand that shit.
It's a rhyme of reason they need a shooter. Like we saying, and I got his numbers up right here. It's his third year here. He's shooting less than 33%. Shooting less than 33% from the field. You can see his play production is dropped significantly. He played 67 games in the rookie season. Started 10 of them. He averaged 8 points. His rookie year and shot 36%, almost 37% from downtown. Second year, Hawk played 56 games, started 9 of them. His minutes went up 23.6 minutes a game versus 17.3 in the rookie season. He shot 33% that year and averaged almost 11 points a game and 3 rebounds for Hawkins. So that was trending in the right direction. But this year, 32 games, his minutes have dropped significantly, 14 minutes. He's shooting less than 33, might as well say 33% from the field and 32% from downtown. And he's averaging 4.4 points per contest. So you can see even his free throw percentage is dropping. He's usually a pretty solid free throw shooter, shooting almost 84% in his rookie campaign and almost 82 in the second year. It has dropped to 76.5% in the third year. So overall, 82.1% shooter for his career, but the numbers, even his free throws, have dropped. So the numbers are down. The 3-point shooting numbers down. The average is down. And the overall, all his playing time numbers are down. So I guess if you're Joe Dumars and you asking, I'm not saying that he did do this, but in Hawkins' third year, we need to see what we got with Hawkins, right? This is a former first round pick, 14 overall back in 2023 out of UConn. His third year, this is supposed to be one of those leap years, the years where you see what the guy we can do. They did pick up his option. So this is one of the situations where we have to see what he can do in the games. DC, he hadn't been getting the minutes, the see what he can do. Maybe this is an effort to try to get him rolling, to get him more stable minutes in that bench rotation, because bro, if he was hitting them 3-pointers like that, he might move ahead of a guy that's getting more played than him right now in terms of what he bringing. But they get McGowan's the minutes because McGowan's does stay on the defensive end, and sometimes he contributes on the offensive end as well. But you're right, Hawkins is doing a better effort thing on the defensive side. Now the offense is suffering. So, like you're saying, he had that's a part of his game why we drafted him 14 overall in 2023. He's supposed to be a guy that is a sharpshooter. He's supposed to be a dead-eye shooter. It was comparing him potentially to Ray Allen coming out of UConn, and now Hawk is 4.4 points in 32 games in 14 minutes. It's just we got to get him going some kind of way or get rid of him at some point and see if we can game for him because it's either one or the other at this point, right?
classic case of a losing
Not developing them.
organization. Yes, losing the mentality of losing. I don't think he took anything serious because everything was so loose. And then now you come in and they probably putting a lot of demands on it, man. This might be almost too much. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how he's been an NBA player, man. He hasn't. I would at least thought he would have gotten somewhat bigger. He looks exactly the same, and he probably has like medium t-shirts on, man. They look like they still be swallowing them. You know, we gotta put some weight on that brother. But if he could just shoot the ball, none of that shit wouldn't matter. So I think we need to send him to a sports psychologist, you know. Because I don't know how you go from having just that beautiful of a stroke to shooting. I would understand him not being able to touch 38 or 40% like you would want him to grow to. But shit, what is he shooting right now? Like in the 20s? I can't see it up there on my screen. I see you got it right there, but on my screen, I can't see what he's shooting this year. What is it? What's that, Q? That's 27%?
From what you saying from the
24%?
well, this year's 32%.
32?
32.
Still horrible, man. You got to be at least league average, man. If you a shooter, can't be certified shooter who can't shoot. But if we get some things going, we win some games, man. Hawk, I think, gets in there some garbage time minutes, and he actually catches a rhythm. I think that's all it would take to get him going a little bit, but I don't think that would keep him consistent. You know what I'm saying? But they got to do something to try to build him up. They gave him $7 million, you know, gave him that deal. And right now, I guess all you can look forward to him being is an addition in some type of trade to use his salary. But maybe he can grow to be more than that. Still got a long way to go for the rest of the season. And Trey Murphy definitely is a shooter. So hopefully some of that can rub off on him.
Exactly.
What if Trey Murphy goes on a run, man, and he wound up making an All-Star some type of way? Because he's playing out his mind right now, man. That would be positive, and how would that impact, you know, maybe somebody like Jordan Hawkins? Of seeing, you know, what's capable or what's possible. I don't know his mind frame, but I know when you're on a team, and a lot of these guys have played for a lot of different teams and are used to winning. So you come to a team, man, and you just been losers the way we've been. Like, I don't know what that has done to him, along with, you know, what Willie did. I see my man Blackstar, Fist of Blackstar. Yeah, Willie definitely killed his confidence because
I agree with that.
He was playing very well as a rookie, and you forced him into a role where he had to start. And then not only do you remove him from that starter role, we knew that was going to happen.
Buried him.
The man just got DMPs and shit. It's like,
he buried him.
I'm balling out, and like you just don't. It's very weird. So I definitely think he messed his confidence up. Maybe he would have to have a change of scenery, but I would think if everything around you is different and changed, and we actually
you should be too.
Have some camaraderie, and we start winning a few games. You know, just start trending in the right direction. I think maybe Hulk could possibly come around, but I don't ever see him being anything more than just a role player. Like, I don't even know if he's going to be capable of being a starting guy ever. But, you know, he's still young, so you never know, man. But might not be here. Maybe we can get him to be serviceable. So let's see. Going to Indiana, man. Let's see what being around one of the shooting basketball capitals of the world to me. When you think about Indiana, a lot of everybody who came out of Indiana who played there, they all could shoot, bro. So maybe some of that shit will rub off on Hawk, man, and just being around that energy, you know, we could see something out of him. But yeah, that's all I got, bro. We done wasted a whole extra 10 minutes talking about Jordan. Goddamn.
Nah, because it's a good topic to talk about Jordan Hawkins, because they did. You made a great point about them making a financial commitment to Hawk. and him getting consistent minutes off the bench is the job for the coach to see, to help him refine his game because, not just that, the money commitment, but he also has a skill that can really help us. We need some 3-point shooting off the bench, consistent 3-point shooting. And you're right. He needs to kind of follow around Trey Murphy and kind of get some scorching heat from him, how he been playing, man. But it has to happen. They've already made the call on it. And Black Star's right about Willie Green killing his confidence, but Willie's gone. And he gonna have to get the shit back. We got a guy here that's an offensive minded guy, and he has to wake up out of that sleep and start hitting that 3-point shot, man. He has to gain that consistency because all his numbers are down, regardless or not about the Willie Green didn't know what he was doing. He's out of here. Now it's time for you to show up for the interim coach and also show VP Joe Dumars and the rest of those guys that, hey man, I'm worth the investment. That I can be here at least the very least place, have some high effort basketball, and I can hit 3-pointers for you. I can be that guy. So it's a great point because we don't really talk about Hawkins that much because he's not really doing a lot to be worthy to be talked about like this. But seeing him play tonight was an interesting caveat, and we'll see if they can repeat this, DC, against the Pacers. And like I said, hopefully the man can get going. But like I said, I picked the Pelicans to beat the Pacers and establish a 2-game winning streak before we go to Houston to take on the Rockets. So with that being said, man, y'all great commentary. Shout out to all the fam. Bird Talk. Young, in sense, y'all think Trey trying to play his way out of, out of. I don't think Trey's going anywhere, man. I think I posted some information on the community section of the page. About the what the Pelicans want for Herb and Trey, and it's a lot. But Joe Dumars is putting that out there because he doesn't have any interest in trading for these guys. Nobody's going to match those prices for those players, and he knows that. So that'll stop them from calling him. They're worrying him about these players. He's already said, "I'm not moving these guys. I'm not moving these guys."
What does he do if somebody does offer
then
a price? So be close to it.
Then DC, he got a decision to make. Because if like we talked about, if somebody offered 2 unprotected first round picks for Herb Jones and a veteran to go along with him to match the contract, do you move on that? See, that's the thing. 2 unprotecteds, and depending on who the team is and where they are, all that factors in of what you're going to do. But I don't think anybody's going to match that. They're not. A lot of people are not going to match that, man. Like we talked about the Young trade in Washington. When they trade us, like, man, they're going to get something for them. But that's you can see they were kind of trying to line the things up.
They got whispers about Kyrie Irving now. With Anthony Davis possibly being traded. So I don't know how likely it is for us to get him.
Yeah,
do you think the Pels would think about something if we were able to get Kyrie Irving some type of way?
Oh my goodness, that to me, man. How much basketball? Kyrie Irving is
perfect person to mentor affairs too.
Right? He's a special player, man. It's just that'll be something that we have to think about, man. Because
job buying houses in Miami, so I don't know if y'all heard that, but.
Well, I mean, he knows he's eventually going out there. So, I mean, he's already aimed him at Miami, and Miami's interested in him because his style of play would fit what's going on. It would definitely electrify the Heat, to be honest with you. But it's what are they willing to give up to get him? Are they willing to give up Tyler Hero to get him? So they got questions of their own to answer if they want to try to get Ja Morant, who's a talent. But this is a guy that kind of has some discipline issues and all this kind of stuff. So that has to be factored in the decision. We know that Pat Riley ain't playing that bullshit, neither is Spoelstra. Now, they did have some issues with Jimmy Butler. But this is a team known for, getting you in line one way or the other. So he hadn't really won like he really wanted to win, and going to Miami gives him a chance in the East. But, man, like I said, the Kyrie Irving thing is it's so interesting because I love Kyrie Irving's game. He's a ball. When he get out there on that court and he's healthy, he's a playmaker. He hitting 3-pointers. He distributing the ball. But the injury thing is it's real. It's real. The injury thing, getting him, and keeping him healthy with a team that is not really good at that, DC, gives me pause for the cause. Just to be honest
Yeah.
with you, man. So very interesting there. All right, let me give a shout out to the family members for listening tonight, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Been spending y'all valuable time with us. Been happy because the Pelicans get a W tonight. Miggy, shout out to Miggy, Jacob, Young Killer Illuminati, Fist of the Black Star, Jaden, Jay Koff, big ups to you, my brother. Appreciate you as always. Shout out to Steph. Shout out to the Queens in the building, Stephanie. Mary Kay, big ups to you as well. Much love. Ladies, shout out to Daniel Berry. Big ups to you, brother. Appreciate you as always. Brother Jordan's in this thing as well. Appreciate you. All right. And everybody, man, if I didn't give you a shout out, Jeremiah, I see you, man. Jeremiah Bush, big ups to you as well, fam. Appreciate you, man. And I think I got everything. No, Slim. Shout out to Slim, man. I cannot forget my boy Slim, man. Jedi Connor, big ups to you as well, sir. Appreciate you as always, man. And Who Dat Vol. Shout out to Who Dat Vol. Dropped some good game. Said that Jed Hawkins should be in Birmingham. Hey, man, I would rather send him to Beham than have him sitting on the edge of the bench, not getting any minutes. That is a good suggestion there. Bird talk,
I mean, but they actually been giving them minutes.
But I'm saying if they're not giving them minutes, DC, and they have not been consistently giving them minutes. Matter of fact, his numbers. Let me tell you this, bro. Hawkins' numbers over the last 10 games, right? Over the last 10 games, he's played in 8 of those games, averaged 14 minutes a game, shot 27.6% from the field, 21.4% from downtown. He did hit all his foul shots when he got there, and he averaged 3 points and 2 rebounds during that time frame, and a turnover per game. So that's not really excellent numbers, being that he's only averaging 4.4 points per contest, his lowest total of his young career. But if he needs confidence, it's better for him to go to the squadron out in Birmingham and play against those guys than to sit on the edge of the bench and watch McGowan's and all these other guys get ahead of him and play. He's just a high-paid spectator. I would definitely do that, because if he needs confidence, he'll get it in Birmingham. He'll find that shot. That's what I'm saying. So I would definitely, that to me, I know your first round draft pick, he wouldn't be the first one they shipped to to the G League. So at the end of the day, man, I would definitely prefer him go that route than him just not playing at all. So last 10 games, they've been giving him 14 minutes a game. That's the stats. That's the hardcore truth of the matter. Just throwing that in there. All right. Once again, shout out to Bird Talk. Y'all, big ups for y'all, man. 504 Fresh. What's up, fam? Appreciate you as well. Young City 9, if I can give you a shout out to you. Trey, big ups to you. Young City 9, much love, fam. Appreciate all of y'all, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We're going to get on out on that one, man. We will return Wednesday. No, I'm sorry, not Wednesday. Friday. It's Friday, January the 16th against the Pacers. Much love. And we're going to holler at you on the flip side. Peace and go Pacers.
You're listening to the Pelicans Post Game Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell him that. Birds of a feather, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumping where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly die, I'm a pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never. Say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly die, I'm a pelican forever. Pelican forever.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with the whodatdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit the whodatdaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or